Welcome to today's session. It's about the study abroad. Let me give a context of what is the importance of studying abroad. Okay, so world population is currently is about 7.9 billion people. It was around 7 billion people in 2014, and it has come to a level of about 7.9 billion already, and it is likely to reach a level of 9 billion by 2050. And this growth of population is actually not happening across the globe, but it is happening in some part of the globe, which is the growth is actually happening in African countries and some of the Middle Asian countries and the Southeast Asian countries, including India. Rest of the population is by and large actually is decreasing across the globe. Okay. Countries like Europe, North America, South America, Australia, Russia, Japan, all these countries are becoming older and they are not replacing with the younger population. So opportunity for countries with young people like African countries and Southeast Asian countries and some of the Middle East countries. There's an opportunity for these people to migrate to different parts of the world where the population is actually decreasing. Another fact is that by 2030, about 1.6 billion people will become 60 or above across the globe. So, which means that they will actually need a lot of health support related to, obviously post 60 means most of them will be out of work. This is the Indian context. So, I I think some of you did mention that your your for example your daughter is in class 12 now, so possibly she is born between 2002 to 2006, and this cohort is around 12.6 crore in India right now, and which is roughly about 9% of the Indian population as we speak. So children who are born between 1997 to 2011, this is the cohort which is constituting to about 37 crore in India right now. And this is supposed to be the demographic dividend for India. But at the same time, you have to understand that this is one of the largest cohort of population in India. So the competition, the level of competition is going to be intense in this particular cohort. So between 1997, 2011, and beyond that as well, I think up to 2016 also, the competition is going to be intense. And most of the children in this category will get into a job, some kind of job by 2030. Okay. So importance of global education, global exposure actually is very important for these kids. And what is important is that typically one should start preparing at least 10 to 12 months in advance. So basically about 10 to 12 months before you should start researching about what to do, what to study, take up the standardized tests. For example, in case of uh, post-graduation, obviously either GRE, GMAT, depending on what course you want to take up, then IELTS, which is the English test, or TOEFL, or these kind of tests one has to take up, and start working on the applications between 7 to 8 months prior to the admission. Then admission decisions are generally about 3 to 4 months. Suppose we apply somewhere, it takes 3 to 4 months for the decisions to come through. Then, of course, then visa preparation and then pre-departure preparation. I'll give you an overview of each top most of the top countries. Obviously I'll not be able to give every country detail, but USA obviously is the number one choice because of various reasons. I think also because of their very strong historical system. Basically, they have been for 2.5, I think more than 200 years, 250 years. There are a lot of education institutions which has come up, and obviously they are the global leader in the field of higher education and top ranked universities. I think there are ranking system, you might be aware. In that, the top ranking universities, most of them are actually from US. And what are the some of the important points to note down here is that USA basically has 1 million, that is like 10 lakh students, international student at any point of time. 25% of world's top 100 universities are in US. Post-study stay back options are available up to 3 years, obviously for the STEM courses. Then, of course, internship is available, which is like up to 12 months. There are 4,500 accredited universities, institutions to choose from, and and so on and so forth. So, 12 of the most important, best suited cities around the world. I think these are all part of the QS thing. This is basically to give an overview of what is the typical cost. And this is obviously indicative, depending on the what course you take. It can vary actually. It can vary from about 15 odd thousand to about 25,000. And obviously, if you're going for a undergraduate study, it can go to a level of about 30, 40,000 US dollars also per year, depending again on the course and the level of university and things like that. Typically, the accommodation cost is around $15,000. Airfare from India, obviously, is about $1,000, and visa fees around $500. So these are indicative. This is not that every course will cost so much, but this is just an indicative cost. Roughly anything between 25 to 35 lakhs is something which is expected to be spent. And what are the opportunities? The opportunities are obviously in the healthcare, technology, construction, retail, manufacturing, finance, insurance, real estate, and so on and so forth. And the focus area obviously is medicine, computer science, information science, architecture, engineers, and so on and so forth. These are the areas where opportunities are there. These are some of the top, not exactly top, the popular universities where most of the Indian students are going for various reasons. Again, because of the availability, because of the ease of getting through, maybe relatively less competition and so on. So, of course, some of them are also Ivy League. So this is only a few list. We cannot obviously list everything here. And popular courses right now are applied sciences, business management, computer science, information technology, engineering, technology, public health and health administration. And the typical, most of the major admission happens for September, October, November, primarily for September, which is the fall season. Next is Canada. Canada is actually known for very high standard of living and promising future. And there is a declared policy by the Canadian government to immigrate to bring 1.4 million people into the country between 2022 to 2024. It is there. You can Google about it also. So for Canada, obviously, it's becoming a very fast popular destination, and affordable fees, of course, there's no doubt about it. And amongst the wealthiest nation in the world. And what are the opportunities? Opportunities are there in agriculture, energy, technology, manufacturing, and most of the top international students look forward to joining there in terms of engineering, construction, IT, healthcare, law, banking, and finance. These are the popular courses. And typically, there are two type of options which are there, like diploma courses are there and degree courses are there, both for undergraduate as well as for the postgraduate. Obviously, degree courses are for the undergraduate courses, and diplomas are typically for the PG level courses. And there is also master's courses also. So cost can go between about 15 lakhs to about 22, 23 lakhs also, depending on the type of course and the duration and so on and so forth. Um, so some of the it's quite a globally safest country. Post-study work visa up to 3 years is something what we can get, and excellent immigration opportunity. As I mentioned, there is a declared policy by Canadian government to immigrate a lot of people. So young people who are there, who are studying there, have a good chance to become a permanent resident over there. And these are some of the popular universities in Canada. And of course, there are many more other than this, but these are the popular ones. Health is a big concern in Canada, which is why there is a lot of focus for health related studies, business management, computer science, IT, construction engineering, and media. And then the most popular destination is UK, which has got one of the oldest university system in the world. And obviously, they are known for best academics and expertise. World's most prestigious universities are there. So UK undertakes about 5% of world's scientific research and produces about 14% of the world's most cited papers. I mean, research and development is something which is a big focus area. 4 lakh students every year. And post-study work visa is up to 2 years. 12 universities are there in top 100. And there are options for admission without IELTS also. But for that, you should have a good marks in your 12th grade. 10th and 12th grade English has to be good. Then only it is possible. Okay, and unlike Canada and Australia, the master courses are mostly for 1 year, and there is an option for 1 year course along with a placement year also. One of the most globalized economy, and the countries are England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. These are the 4 countries which make it UK. So obviously service sector, financial services, higher education, aerospace, pharmaceutical, manufacturing, production are the top sectors where most of the people get jobs. And best paid jobs are in information technology, business, financial management professionals, and aircraft flight engineer, higher education, teaching, professional and medical practitioners, and so on and so forth. This is again an indicative cost. So roughly it can range anything from about 20 odd lakhs to it can go up to a level about 30-35 lakhs also, depending on the type of course. For undergraduate courses, especially for medical related or veterinary related, the cost can go up to about 30-35 lakhs also. And some of the master's course can start around 15-16 lakhs also. So average, you can say around 25 lakhs per annum. These are some of the top universities, or rather popular universities, where most of the Indian students are getting admission or study. Okay, and the popular courses are and engineering, information technology, mass media, and science. Science means pure science courses like MSc, veterinary science, and so on and so forth. Next is Australia. Australia has not a very wide variety, but I think whatever they have very good and outstanding learning and research facilities. Um, they have produced about 2.5 million graduates already, and so it's a popular destination, not just for students to go there, but also a lot of students go there and also become the citizens over there. It's relatively easier to do that. It's the 12th largest economy in the world, and popular career opportunities are obviously in the medicine, healthcare, finance, IT, mining, engineering, and teaching, and social, and so on and so forth. 7 of the top 100 universities are there, and around 22,000 different courses are available. Um, more than 300 million Australian dollars have been invested for scholarship for international students. So this is something which is good in Australia, especially for people who are looking for undergraduate studies. More than 500,000 international students are studying there, which is roughly about 5 lakh students from 192 countries, and post-study work visa up to 5 years. Of course, not for all of them, but for some of the uh, specific ones. And prospect for, as I mentioned earlier, there is a possibility to become a citizen over there as well. So this is again an indicative cost. It can cost anything between 25 to 30 lakhs, even up to 35 lakhs also, depending on the course and the duration and so on and so forth. These are some of the popular universities where most of the Indian students are studying in Australia. Popular courses are business management, engineering, environment, computer science, health, nursing, and science. I will let me quickly take you through. Ireland is not part of UK. The other one was Northern Ireland. This is Ireland. So this is slightly different compared to the UK what we spoke. They are also very good in terms of information technology and pharmaceutical, and it's and the this Ireland is actually part of European Union. So it's Europe's fastest growing economy. As I mentioned, Ireland is actually part of European Union. UK is not a part of European Union. Okay. So post-study visa up to 2 years is available, and ranked 13 most peaceful place on the earth. These are again indicative cost around anything between about 15 odd lakhs to about 25 lakhs, so roughly about 23 lakhs. And as you can see, the annual expenses mentioned here is in euro. It is not in pound. Okay, so they are basically known for knowledge economy, and the sectors are agri, life science, financial services, and technology. And the options are like IT services, financial services, renewable energy, business services, medical health, pharmaceutical. These are the some of the highest opportunities which are there. Top universities like Dublin, you have Trinity College and so on and so forth. So these are obviously most of them are in and around Dublin area, where most of the popular universities are there. Next is Germany. Germany is obviously becoming one of the fast and most favored choice for the student, primarily because most of the education is actually state recognized. I mean, state run. Most of the institutions are run by the government itself. There are 20,000 different programs which are there. More than 4 lakh internationals are studying right now. Up to 1.5 years post study work visa is available. Fees structure is relatively cheaper, obviously, because most of the education is relatively free. Of course, getting into them is also equally difficult because of the competition. And obviously, the system is very unique. The cost again is approximate. These are admission into the popular universities in Germany, not exactly into the government university, because getting into government university is very challenging because of the relative competition which is there. Okay. Obviously, this is one of the most important country in the European Union, and most powerful. And the companies which are there are some like Siemens, Volkswagen, BMW, Daimler, Allianz. These are the companies which are actually originating from Germany. And obviously, they are known for engineering, electronics, IT, machinery, automobile, manufacturing, chemical, telecommunication, and so on and so forth. So people generally go for engineering and technology related courses there, but there are other options also which are there. These are some of the popular university, and most of them may not be the government universities. As I mentioned, getting admission into the government university is relatively tougher because of the competition there. And next is France. This is only I'll give an overview. I'll not give too much of detail about it. So up to 2 years of post study work visa we can get post masters, and affordable tuition fee and living expenses. And four universities are there in the top 100. In case of Netherlands, more than students from more than 160 countries are there. You can get up to 1 year of post-study visa. Next is Sweden. Again, there are 40 different universities to study from, and 1 year of post-study visa you can get. Austria, you can get up to 12 months of post-study visa after study. Okay. Okay. Of course, these are all subject to getting the job over there. Okay. Denmark, again, post-study visa is actually not much. It is just 6 months, but these are all part of European Union. So anybody who goes there has the access to go to rest of the university, rest of the European countries also, except UK. In case of Finland, it is again 1 year of post-study visa. Currently, about 20,000 international students are studying there. And Italy, again, a very popular destination actually nowadays. Living and tuition expenses are relatively cheaper. Main thing are like architecture, art, design, fashion. These are the courses more famous. And post-study can stay for 1 year for education. Hungary is about 9 months in terms of the post-study visa which is available. Switzerland, again, more people generally go for technology related courses here. There are about 2.5 lakh students which are studying there, international students. And paid internship opportunities are there. Spain is actually known for its culture. So a lot of students go there for related to arts, hotel management, and things like that. It's a very safe country, relatively cheaper. The cost of living is relatively cheaper than Germany and most of the other European countries. That's why a lot of students go there. Lithuania is very cheap. That's why a lot of students go there actually. And parallelly, students can work for about 20 hours in a week. And you can get a post-study visa for up to 15 months for a search of a job. Malta, again, people go there because of the cost, very reasonable cost. Now that is Europe. Now coming to Singapore. Singapore obviously is good in studies, but obviously it is not very less expensive. It is actually fairly expensive in terms of studying there. But I think the it's a very important Asian hub. Most of the Asia Pacific regional offices are based in Singapore because of its importance. And obviously they are known for one of the best in terms of living quality. It's a financial capital, it's a business capital actually for Asia Pacific here. Master's course are generally for 1 year, and bachelor courses are generally anything between 2 to 3 years. These are indicative cost again. Uh, the cost can be anything between about 20 lakhs, 19-20 lakhs, and go up to about 30 lakhs also, depending on the type of the course and things like that. These are some of the popular universities where most of Indian students are actually taking admission. Okay. Now, then to Malaysia. Malaysia actually is very interesting, especially if somebody is wanting to take up medical MBBS as a education, I think this is a good option. Relatively cheaper compared to the rest of the world. I mean, either in Australia or UK, and obviously much safer compared to Russian countries. Though Russian countries are much cheaper, but I think quality of education and safe both. So Malaysia is that way quite good. So broadly, this is the the presentation part of it, but obviously I am ready to take some of your questions. I know a lot of it may not be answered on whatever I presented so far, but if you have a specific question, you can actually